STOKED is an unconventional mentoring organization that empowers kids of promise via skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding, brand building, and anything else we can get our hands on.
For students that have a hard time focusing, this is the program for them.
The experiences that I've had because of STOKED have been pretty mind-blowing.
It'll help me see many career paths as options, and it's a really fun time for everybody.
Learning up skateboard is just a step, how life is a step. You just can't get mad at skateboarding, just how you can't get mad at life.
STOKED really impacted my life.
He's like, come on now. Oh! Sir, tell us how you feel. Look at
The first couple of years, we were basically like big brothers, big sisters, but with action sports. And now we work in over 20 schools in 3 cities. We help about 650 kids a year, evolving beyond just the snowboarding, skateboarding, surfing mentoring program to like kids are building skateboards into 1 year. In the second year, they're solving a social problem and a social issue. We're using board sports culture to foster resilience and self-awareness in young people.
Okay, one hand. Yeah!
STOKED is this beautiful blend of intellectual work and community work and athleticism. If a kid is not plugged into something in school, especially an extracurricular that they really are passionate about, then their connection to their academic work can become tenuous, and STOKED is one of those things. It's a hook into that kid, and it's a mentorship into that kid where there's caring adults who work with that child multiple times a week and say, yeah, you can get better at skateboarding, but also you can get better at being a student too, and you can do both.
For the kids that are in STOKED, skateboarding gives them access to a part of themselves they never even knew existed. It is a savage equalizer. But if you remain dedicated to skateboarding and learning a trick that literally will take you 1,000 tries to get, but then once you get it and you have skin and blood and bruises to show for it, what can't you do if that mindset becomes ingrained in who you are and how you function as a human being? That's the power of skateboarding.
Andy is one of my first year students at Bronx Lab. He's rad.
I got involved in STOKED because I was wanting to do tricks. I wanted to learn ollie to varial kickflip. I go to class 8 periods. End of the day, STOKED starts at 3 to 5. We just skate, we learn, and it's all about motivation, determination, and friendship.
Andy is a good student, real nice kid. He was not just going to be involved in STOKED, but he actually recruited friends to come be part of it with him.
Andy's really into skateboarding. Don't know if obsessed is the right word, but he can't stop. He was an honor roll student, good grades, aces all of his tests. Now we introduce skateboarding. Good old skate rat mode kicks in, and he doesn't show up to class because he's skating. So Andy's attendance fell throughout the course of the year. That same drive to skate all the time, but this time overriding his schoolwork. And I never want anything involving STOKED to affect a kid's grades negatively.
Because of skating, I fell back. Didn't feel like going to school, doing any of the classwork.
Andy's attendance got worse and worse and worse until the point where he was failing really important classes or on the verge of failing.
I just didn't come to school, missed like 2 weeks.
I spoke with Andy a lot about my time in school, how high school works, does he have any intention to graduate? Once we kind of figured out that he definitely wants to graduate, wants to go to college, it's like, hey man, like, you have to show up to do that.
Everybody is stoked. It's just like, you need to come back, you need to get on top of your work. In the Stoke family, we're all family. And it's to support each other and motivate each other. And it's just crazy to see the support inside of the group, especially Brad motivating me back to come back. He knows about the outside life and inside school life, so he's just pushing you to just get back on your school, do what you have to do in school. And I think that's what Stoked is really there for.
Oh, that's it.
We all face problems, and my top quote is just never give up, even if it hurts. Just never give up, you'll make it through it. You're overcoming those obstacles, and you just know that you never gave up. My goals for high school will be hitting the honor roll for junior year and trying my absolute hardest, and then graduate. I'm going to school every day, my attendance is going up, I'm back on track, and Stoke was there for me.
Who remembers how many people it takes to put a board together?
78.
Ideally, it should be 4 people. So you need 2 people to roll, right? 1 person to stack / keep time, and then 1 person to get the bag ready. Okay, so make sure your veneers are in order, right?
Oh, okay.
The first year of Stoked is mostly dedicated to building your own skateboard. They glue all 7 plies of wood together, press it together in like a vacuum sealed bag on a mold, then they scrape off the excess wood, sand it down, and apply their artwork.
That should be good, right?
That looks good.
Might even want a little more glue, you gotta really get in there.
Building this skateboard teaches project completion, how to work under a deadline, problem solving, collaboration.
And the faster you work, the better the board sticks together. So yeah, but pick it up just like it is and put it in the mold. Put the pizza in. Hold it. Let's get this nozzle up. All right, go. As long as it follows the mold, we're good. So this is good.
I did it the first time, so yeah.
Good job. Finished product, they have a high quality board. Usually they prefer to keep it as a work of art. They don't want to set it up and ride it, but some do. It's about making a board that represents you. So it represents their interests, where they come from, their personality, something really. Give up, that's like the big defining factor in him learning versus not learning things. He takes that fall and it's like he learns from the fall. He'll bail and he'll get back up and be like, psh, like I'm not gonna walk away on that. Like I'm gonna walk away with a win. I'm gonna walk away with what I wanted. And he follows through and makes it happen. He does that with skateboarding, he does that with snowboarding, he does that with whatever he sets his mind to. We realized that at Stoked, and that's why after his first year, we invited him to be an assistant coach, and he did a really great job at that as well.
Mentorship is priceless. And for a kid to know that he has a consistent adult in his or her or their life that is going to be there for them, that is going to see them, not judge them, offer them guidance, perspective, hold a mirror up to them, essentially, as they're making these decisions and navigating who they want to become, that is huge.
The second year Stoked kids build their own brand. So they're supposed to identify a problem that exists within their own community and figure out how they could logically solve it. And then Huge helps them make it come true.
Huge is a global experience agency, building and creating brands for some of the biggest companies in America. We actually partner up with Stoked through the whole year and have students build a brand from start to finish. The students will work with some of the teams here at Huge to basically create a presentation that they can then pitch at the end of year showcase to a set of industry judges. You know, the winning team then gets to come and do the internship that summer here at Huge.
to reinforce the idea that everyone is equal.
A safe environment for people that are very different, that feel different.
Make New York City a better and healthier place to live.
To get rid of like teen sadness and depression and anxiety.
As a teenager, you're empowered to make change in your world. I'm always excited to see what young people come up with.
My name's Smith. My goal for today is just to catch the waves.
My name is Jamari, and my goal for today is to try and get more comfortable on the water.
Grab the board, let's go surf.
Jamari's gravitated towards the surfing. She lives like right near the beach where we surf, and I think we've opened up a new world that she didn't know she was gonna have access to.
I was raised in Far Rockaway, but I never even thought about surfing until I got into Stoke.
There's plenty of beaches in New York City, but most of us go to the beach to like go on the boardwalk and get like a funnel cake, not stepping in the water and learning how to surf. Stoke will help them with that in 2 weeks, and they're riding waves.
I like surfing a lot, like a lot. I do it like as much as I can. My name is Jamari. I'm 16 years old and I go to the High School of Fashion Industries in New York City, and I'm about to be a senior. I prefer this one, it just looks better. Like when you have the M's alternating, like so many options. That's actually really cute now that I'm thinking about it. Like you have a face and then everything else is just hair. In the second year of Stoked, we have to create a brand that we will work on throughout the year and present it at the brand showcase. And there will be a winner. We had a lot of ideas floating around, but at the root of all of them was advocacy. More Melanin Movement is about advocating for underrepresented youths, whether that be because of their race or because of their sexual orientation.
Maybe like something in the middle.
What goes in the middle? MMM or a big M?
What the M supposed to represent?
M cubed.
It could be MMM.
Like an M that ties all three of them together?
All right, so if you guys want to skate, grab boards and helmets.
Circle up in 3, 2, 1.
My name is Jose. I'm an art major.
My name is Kirsten. I'm an art major.
My name is Aaliyah. I'm a fashion major.
Yes, with the voice.
My name's Min, and I'm an art major.
My name is Colby, and I'm a fashion major.
My name's Jamari, and I'm a finance and marketing major.
Nerd.
My name is Karen, and I'm an art major.
It's not going to stick really well because it's great. And after my car, I was like, but these two, what are they?
But we must know better than all of y'all. Okay, that's why you didn't race. Okay.
More Melanin Movement was very excited for the brand showcase. They had been preparing for the entire year and they're ready for it.
When the actual brand showcase came, I was like extremely nervous.
This is More Melanin Movement.
Hey guys, we're the High School of Fashion Industries, and I'm Taryn, and I'm Nigerian.
The first Disney princess came out in 1937. Jasmine, the first Disney princess of color, came out 55 years later in 1992. We didn't see a black princess until over a decade later in 2009.
That's insane.
We asked ourselves, how can we educate and advocate for underrepresented youth so that they can empower them to become their own role models? Our answer is More Melanin Movement.
You got first place, second place, and what place? Thank you so much.
In third place is E404. In second place is More Melanin Movement. And first place.
I really wanted to win. Really wanted to win. I guess you should be confident in your brand, but don't get cocky with it, because anything can happen.
The next phase of the program is really around thinking about what happens after high school. So what we're doing is providing the access and opportunities for students to visit companies, to build their LinkedIn profiles, to get some extra mentoring, creating specific opportunities for them to travel and to get extra internships and make a meaningful gap year.
Third year in Stoked is the college and career readiness program. So it's kind of to help you figure out your future. I'm going to be a senior next year, and I'm still pretty unsure about a lot of stuff, but this next year, I'm going to be trying to figure things out.
Sorry. Soph's always been very active, loves all sports. Stoked gives him the ability to kind of take those interests and expand it into like things he cares about in the world. Social justice issues, making the world better.
I wasn't a meeting, so it's fine that I missed it. Yeah.
Coming up with a brand, he got very excited about what they could do with that idea.
Second year Stoked, we started the brand Just Period, and we worked on that a lot. We learned about like homeless shelters and the fact that they don't supply period products. They're taxed as a luxury product, so they're way more expensive. We learned about how, like, what people have to use when they don't have these products and how damaging that can be to their health. It's a bad problem.
Soph was pretty quiet when we first met. Background, let most of his friends do the talking, but Soph was tasked with outreach. Soph actually went and found these shelters and did the research and actually connecting with these shelters and being able to provide these supplies.
Hi, we're at Providence House Shelter right now. They have multiple locations around Brooklyn, and we just donated over 600 products to them, and we're gonna continue doing so.
Thank you.
Through Just Period, I was glad to see Soph go from being, a little shy to being the point person for Just Period. It's a really big change. I was happy to see that.
Just Period was such a good idea. It was articulated in such a good way with such a clear through line.
In first place, Just Period.
Yeah, we won. So that was really nice. When you win the showcase, you get an internship with Huge.
So it's a full week summit internship for all the students of the winning team. They work with a focus group of Huges and build whatever their idea is and bring it to life.
It was really exciting going in, and we got to pretty much meet, I think, with either the head or somebody who worked in almost every department at Huge. I didn't even know all the jobs that went into having a company like that. Our goal for that week was just to kind of get a better understanding of how our brand would function and how we could continue working on this outside of Stoked. And it was to finish our website. We shot promotional videos. It took us a long time, but it was really fun.
Just Period is a teen collective that... Just Period is a teen collective that's providing homeless people with period products in New York City while also destigmatizing periods.
For Soph to get to go to Huge, I think it's helped him to like envision, maybe I could do things that make the world better, but also I enjoy, as opposed to just getting a job. That's like kind of incredible.
From working with Huge, Vice heard about what we were doing and kind of wanted to work with us, which was super exciting.
Working with Vice, building your own documentary at the age of 16, 17. I mean, yeah, I certainly wasn't doing that.
The goal was to like not really talk about Just Period as the brand, but more about the issue of menstrual injustice as a whole.
Okay. They actually have a story that makes sense, is worth telling, and can actually make an impact right off the bat.
We recently dropped off some products and a little footage from that. And then we have the guy who ran the shelter talking to us for a long time.
Oh yeah.
How do you think people on the streets perceive you when you're on your period?
I mean, I'm not going around like broadcasting.
Right.
You know, like, hello.
Yeah. So that concludes our questions. Thank you so much. We'll give you a box.
Yeah. Actually.
I know it's not an easy thing to do, and you did a really, really great job with it. I also think like the interview shot is really, really great. It totally sets a scene in one image. Injustice and equity in America, like boom, that's a shot that you can use. What they're doing is so impressive. It'll be something that people want to watch, which I don't think many people can say about their first documentary.
Going into Vice, just seeing how day-to-day people work and jobs that they have is kind of like, is very eye-opening.
Year 3 is all about pairing our students with people who work in industries that they're interested in, and that's a great stepping stone to get ready for college and a career.
I came up with the idea for Stoked in 2004. I was at a crossroads in my own life, and I went on a snowboarding trip. I was learning a lot about myself from snowboarding. I figured if I'm learning a lot about myself, these young people who have never left the city or even been on top of a mountain, they'd learn a lot about themselves too.
You messed up its slide.
My name is Hector. I'm a Stoker alumni. I took an initiative to wake up at 5 in the morning and go snowboarding with him.
All right, guys, my name is Hector. I didn't like school. I went to high school just to get by. My mentor was like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I was like, I don't know. I don't want to go to school. I'm not good at it. But I was good at math. I was good at working with my hands. So he said mechanics work with their hands, construction works with their hands, plumbers work with their hands. I did an internship. I learned how to speak plumbing, so I got my plumbing license. Now I'm on my own. I build houses, I do remodels.
As an inner city kid, I saw a lot of violence, drugs on the street, so I didn't have that many opportunities to adventure out to the mountains or go surfing. Life and school and work consume most of your life. If Stoke wasn't there, these kids wouldn't have that opportunity.
Even if you don't know how to read, you don't know how to do math, there's something out there for you. Work hard, work smart, ask questions. Everybody at Stoked is willing to help you. They will open up every door they can, but you have to ask and you have to show up. I think if I didn't join Stoked, I don't think I would be where I am at right now.
How do you do?
Stoked really impacted my life.
All right, eat for somebody, try them on.
Perfect fit.
K.
Kudos.
E.
Energy.
E.
Determination.
All right, don't forget any of those things throughout the day today.
1,
2,
3, stop!
Most Stoke students wouldn't ever snowboard at this time in their life without Stoke. But I think about going 3 hours upstate to snowboard and pay $300 a day to rent everything and get up and down that mountain. Like, they're not gonna do that.
What's up?
For a lot of these kids, it's the first time that they're gonna be around a lot of white people at the same time in these environments that they've also never been in before. And that's intimidating. It's a challenge to get the kids to really believe like that they belong there and that this space is just as much theirs.
We need to break down the barriers. How do you get kids to go snowboarding? You rent buses so that they can get on and go. That's what we do.
I give kudos to Priscilla and Gerardo. Priscilla for helping me achieve my goal of learning how to stand up on my own and stop properly, and Gerardo for trying his very best to keep on getting up.
My name is Taylor, and one thing I'm proud of is achieving my goal of getting up even when it hurt.
I'd like for it to be when you say that I did Stoked, like you know what type of young person that person is. They're community minded, they're creative, they're adaptable and flexible, and they have a vision for their future.
Tonight, the Stoke Gala, and I'm being presented with the Student of the Year Award.
Hi, my name's Jamari.
I had no intentions of speaking when I came here tonight, but
if I didn't have Stoke, I wouldn't have learned how to skate, and I don't know how different my life would be now, because I wouldn't be here. I love to surf too, which I didn't even know I would like, because I didn't know I could swim until like last year. I mean, it teaches me so many things that I just never would have otherwise learned. Like, I want to thank Stokes for that.
winning the Student of the Year award, it feels like I got noticed for just being me, honestly. So it's special. It feels special.
Just to be seen. That's wealth that can be converted into greatness.
I learned that I'm a lot more versatile than I thought. I can kind of like wear many hats if need be. Like I'm a lot more flexible with situations than I knew at first.
This is why we do this, for this young woman right here.
Having taught Stoked for 3 years, I do get a little bit of a hope for the future out of these kids. It's if you can get them to put their cell phones down.
The need that Stoke fulfills the most in the communities they operate in is just getting youth out of their comfort zone. So they learn how to advocate for themselves and each other. They learn that it's okay to be bad at something at first, and they learn that like all good things take time. I get to see students start out being really timid, really shy, really, just uncomfortable to do anything. And then a year later, they're riding down the biggest slope on the mountain or like dropping in on the biggest ramp at the park, and they just exude confidence. That carries over into other areas of their life. They start doing better in school, and they start broadcasting their other interests.
Andy is a student who could have remained under the radar for his entire high school career. Stoked has given him an identity that he is really excited about, and I think it's inspired him to do well, and he's really raised his own academic standard this year.
Soph has really benefited from the whole Stoke program, just seeing the power of his own ideas. I think Soph's really starting to realize how much strength is in just thinking something and then trying to make it happen. Applying your ideas and your goals to your everyday life until they start to become a reality.
Schools educate and we develop. Snowboarding isn't just about snowboarding, it's about learning leadership and visioning and goal setting skills. Surfing isn't just about surfing, it's understanding of yourself and the environment. Building a board from scratch teaches persistence, and it teaches determination, and it teaches creative self-expression. Building a brand is really about entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship.
If you're a kid and you finally come to the realization that you have access to all these different spaces and places, suddenly the ocean is yours, the mountains are yours, you're just going to stand taller. And then when I tell you that you can get whatever job that you want because this is the pathway of what that looks like, it makes sense to a kid. You can't put a price on what that opportunity is.